Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim ji. Let me begin by a brief roundup of the events on the foreign policy front. The Indian-occupied Jammu and Kashmir remains under siege and cut off from the rest of the world for the 25th consecutive day today, as the Indian occupation forces continue to impose an unprecedented military lockdown and total clampdown of both road networks and all means of communications, which risk lives of the people. These inhuman and unilateral actions by India are continuing without any respite, despite international condemnation and censure. Due to severe blockade, the residents are facing acute shortage of essential commodities, including baby food and life-saving medicines, and the valley represents a humanitarian crisis. All internet and communication services and TV channels are closed in the Indian-occupied valley. Local newspapers could not update their online editions, while majority of them could not print due to restrictions. The Indian authorities have converted the Indian-occupied Kashmir valley, particularly Srinagar, into a military garrison by deploying Indian troops and paramilitary personnel in every nook and corner to prevent people from staging demonstrations against the move. However, people have been repeatedly flouting the curfew and other restrictions and staging protests to show their resentment against the Indian occupation and its nefarious moves. We condemn the unprecedented communication blockade and clampdown in Indian-occupied Jammu and Kashmir and impress upon the international community to take cognizance of the continuing blatant human rights violations by the Indian authorities. We also remain gravely concerned over continued illegal detention, despite deteriorating health of senior Hurriyat and thousands of other Kashmiris, including political leaders and workers. The crackdown is so massive that jails and police stations have run out of space, and many detainees have been lodged in makeshift detention centers. India should stop misleading the international community and accept the ground realities and aspirations of the people of Jammu and Kashmir, instead of continuing with its policy of obduracy in the territory. As Director General South Asia and SAARC, I summoned the Indian Deputy High Commissioner yesterday and condemned the unprovoked ceasefire violations by the Indian occupation forces along the line of control. These violations were committed in Nakroon sector of LOC. Two innocent civilians, namely Abdul Jalil and a 3-year-old girl Nausheen, were martyred and 3 others sustained serious injuries. Moreover, in Chidikot sector of LOC, a 4-year-old boy has sustained serious injuries. Indian occupation forces along the LOC and working boundary have continuously been targeting civilian populated areas with artillery fire, heavy caliber mortars and automatic weapons, which still continues. As part of the continuing diplomatic outreach, Foreign Minister held telephonic conversations with Foreign Ministers of Swiss Federation, Nepal, Maldives, Japan, United Nations Secretary General on 24th of August, Secretary General OIC on 26th of August, Foreign Minister of Turkey, Belgium, Kuwait, Azerbaijan. The Foreign Minister also wrote a letter to UN High Commissioner for Human Rights. Yesterday, the Foreign Minister addressed another letter to the President of the UN Security Council, underscoring the continuation of troubling developments in J&K. The detailed press release in this regard are available on Ministry's websites. A 5-member delegation of British parliamentarians, led by MP Khalid Mahmood and comprising MP Imran Hussain and Right Honourable Stephen Timms, called on the Foreign Minister on 27th of August and discussed the current deteriorating human rights situation in Indian-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. The Foreign Minister praised the delegation of the illegal and unilateral actions by India in IOJ&K and the continuing siege of the valley, and reiterated that Pakistan will go to every forum to ensure that Indian atrocities in IOJ and K are halted and the dispute is resolved in line with the aspirations of the Kashmiri people and the UNSC resolutions. Pakistan regretted the Afghanistan government's twisting of facts about some recent incidents of firing along the Pakistan-Afghanistan border. As a matter of policy, Pakistan does not fire across Pakistan-Afghanistan border. Cross-border attacks by terrorists on army, FC posts are responded to in self-defense only. Pakistan has formally shared location of these terrorist camps in the areas mentioned and has requested Government of Afghanistan to deploy its forces in these areas to bring it under their effective control. We hope Afghanistan will do the needful in line with the mutual understanding on these issues. Finally, I would like to inform you that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has created a special section on the latest developments in Indian-occupied Jammu and Kashmir on its website, Mofaki. There you may find global reactions, media reports, videos and tweets, letters written by Foreign Minister to important organizations which indicate that how international community and media has reacted to unilateral and illegal acts of India in Indian-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. We would request you to go through the readily available data and disseminate this information. We would continue to improve and update the material. And I thank you all and I will take the questions.